Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Certainly. In the context of the OSI model, Layer 7 is the application layer, which is responsible for providing network services directly to the user applications. In the context of your request, I'll focus on HTTP and HTTPS as the most common application layer protocols used for web communication. CN28, HTTP and HTTPS application layer protocols. Overview of HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This is an application layer protocol used for transmitting hypertext via the Internet. It operates over TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and allows web browsers and servers to communicate. HTTPS, HTTP Secure. This is the secure version of HTTP, where communications are encrypted using TLS, Transport Layer Security, or SSL, Secure Sockets Layer. This ensures that data transmitted between the client and the server is secure and cannot be easily intercepted or tampered with. Key features. Statelessness. HTTP is a stateless protocol, meaning each request from a client to a server is treated as an independent transaction. The server does not retain any information about previous requests. Request/response model. Communication occurs in the form of requests from the client, example a web browser, and responses from the server. Methods. HTTP defines several methods, including GET, retrieve data from the server. POST, send data to the server for processing. PUT, update existing data on the server. Delete, remove data from the server. Example code. Let's create a simple HTTP server and client using Python. We will use the http.server module to create a server, and the requests library to create a client that communicates with this server. Step 1. Setting up an HTTP server. Create a file named http_server.py. Python. From http.server import base HTTP request handler, HTTP server. Class simple HTTP request handler, base HTTP request handler. Def do_get, self. Self.send_response, 200. Self.send_header, content type, text/HTML. Self.end_headers. Self.ofile.write, be hello, this is a simple HTTP server. Def do_post, self. Content_length equals int, self.headers content length. Post_data equals self.refill.read, content_length. Self.send_response, 200. Self.send_header, content type, text/HTML. Self.end_headers. Response_message equals f received post request with data, post_data.decode, UTF-8. Self.ofile.write, response_message.encode, UTF-8. Def run, server_class equals HTTP server, handler_class equals simple HTTP request handler, port equals 8080. Server_address equals, port. HTTPD equals server_class, server_address, handler_class. Print, f serving on port. httpd.serve_forever. If __name___ equals __main__. Run. To run the server, execute the following command in your terminal. Bash. Python http_server.py. Step 2. Creating an HTTP client. Create a file named http_client.py. Python. Import requests. Sending a GET request. Response equals requests.get, http://localhost 8080. Print, get response, response.text. Sending a post request. Data equals key, value. Response equals requests.post, http://localhost 8080, data equals data. Print, post response, response.text. To run the client, execute the following command in another terminal window. Bash. Python http_client.py. Step 3, setting up an HTTPS server. To set up an HTTPS server, you will need SSL certificates. For testing purposes, you can create self-signed certificates using OpenSSL. Here's how to do it. 1. Generate a self-signed certificate. Run this command in your terminal. Bash. OpenSSL new x509 keyoutserver.keyoutserver.cert days 365 nodes. 2. Create a file named https_server.py. Python. From http.server import http server, base http request handler. Import SSL. Class simple http request handler, base http request handler. Def do_get, self. Self.send_response, 200. Self.send_header, content type, text/HTML. Self.end_headers. Self.ofile.write, be hello, this is a simple HTTPS server. Def run, server_class equals HTTP server, handler_class equals simple HTTP request handler, port equals 4443. Server_address equals, port. HTTPD equals server_class, server_address, handler_class. httpd.socket equals ssl.wrap_socket, httpd.socket. Key file equals server.key. Cert file equals server.cert. Server_side equals true. Print, f serving https on port. httpd.serve_forever. If __name___ equals __main__. Run. 3. Now, run the HTTPS server. Bash. Python https_server.py. 4. Finally, to create an HTTPS client, modify http_client.py to Python. Import requests. Sending a GET request to HTTPS server. Response equals requests.get, https://localhost 4443, verify equals false. Print, get response, response.text. Sending a post request to HTTPS server. Data equals key, value. Response equals requests.post, https://localhost 4443, data equals data, verify equals false. Print, post response, response.text. Conclusion. In this tutorial, we covered the basics of HTTP and HTTPS, including how to set up a simple HTTP server and client using Python. We also demonstrated how to create a secure HTTPS server and client. This foundational knowledge is critical for understanding web communication and security in modern applications. Important note: when using self-signed certificates, you'll often receive warnings about the certificate not being trusted. In production, always use certificates signed by a trusted certificate authority, CA. Feel free to ask if you have any questions or need further examples.